How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about NNDM nanodimensions. I know it's been a minute, but many of you are saying, hey Dre, we need an update, so we're about to go into it. So before we get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance because this can help us formulate a game plan, especially if we want to trade it. And then secondly, we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information. We want to know, are institutions buying shares? And then on top of that, how heavy are shorts vested? We want to know, what is the short squeeze potential? And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution from Friday. Were institutions taking part in regards to buying large scale orders? We're going to find out. And then when all of that is done, I'll be giving you guys a final thought. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for NNDM. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $6.24, being down 0.32%. Not a big difference. Now, when we take a look at where it fluctuated on the low, it went to $6.10, and then on the high going to $6.31. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see here we traded at 4.552 million shares, and as far as the average over 10 trading days, it's at 5.758 million shares. So it was a little bit below average, but at the same time, we held up fairly good for the Friday. Now, the chart we're using is the 1 year daily chart. Let's take a look at our indicators here. You can see from the RSI down below, it's at 39.87. And as far as the indicators we have here on the chart, we are below the 200 day, the 100 day, and as well as the 21 day EMA. So you can see it has been on quite the downtrend, but what we can see clearly here though, that this $6 level is holding itself up fairly nicely. I know some of you have told me, hey, you've been trading off the fluctuations. When it goes to $6, makes a pop, that's where you start taking profits. And you know what? It's been consistent doing this for quite some time as well. So for anyone looking to get into this play, and due to the fact they do have earnings that is coming up, I'm going to look to see if this $6 level continues to be an area of support. And of course, if you're playing options, you can end up getting a nice spike between 40 and 50 cents on the day, which makes a big difference depending on the amount of contracts you purchase and so forth. But with that said, one thing we can see clearly at this 21-day EMA, I would love to see NNDM actually go back to actually retesting it. That's what I'm looking for. We went to $6.31 on the Friday, but I want to see us get to that 650 level. We want to test that 657, and if we're able to get past it, of course, we have another area of resistance right here around 688. If we pass these areas, then we can look forward to making that move going to the $7 range, and things can potentially really start picking up. But for the short term, that's what I'm seeing going into earnings, which is going to be on August the 18th. So pay attention to that. And if you want to get into this play on the swings, pay attention to 6. And if it does decide to pull back, getting into the 5s and so on, I feel this is great for anyone that's going long on NMDM as well. So let's see what happens going into next week. So we're on Fintel. We're going to take a look at the institutional ownership and short interest information for NMDM. So as we scroll down on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. And we want to take a look at the most recent here. So we can see here for August the 6th, we have Swiss National Bank going in with just over 500,000 shares. You know what, let's just call it that it is. 550,200 shares. So that's definitely a bullish move right there. And we also have High Tower Advisors LLC going in with 10,861 shares, and we have Fifth Third Bank Corp that purchased 1,000 as well. So that's definitely something that is great to see. Now, when we take a look at the short interest information, so as we scroll down on the page, you can see the short shares availability is at 4 million, updated 29 minutes ago. And as far as for the short ball free rate, it is at 1.13. Now, taking a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see here for August the 5th, which is a Thursday, it was at 23.69. And on for the 6th, which was Friday, it was 24.76. So it did creep up quite a bit. Now, taking all of this into consideration, when we look at stocks that have short squeeze potential, we look for 21% or higher. So what does this mean? Yes, nanodimensions does have short squeeze potential. So we have more buying volume coming into the stock. Then of course we can see some moves going towards the upside. But do keep in mind of the fact with earnings that is coming up, we want to make sure that, hey, there is some anticipation and we could see some increased activity from traders so we could take advantage of the movement. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for NNDM. So we could see here on the inflow it was 5,775, and then on the outflow it's 6,111. So on the large we have 0 for both. On the medium it was 3,164, and then on the small it was 2,612. Now on the outflow side, it was on the medium 3,634, and then on the small 2,477. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see zeros all the way down the board. So institutions were not taking part in any large scale orders whatsoever for Nano Dimensions. So if they are going to be taking part, it might be in the small and as well as the medium sized order, but also these are also the type of orders that we get from retail investors and traders as well. So with that said, and knowing that earnings is going to be coming up, I'm looking forward to seeing some anticipation. And of course, that's part of the reasons why it's been trading in the tight range that it has been trading in for quite some time. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for NNDM Nano Dimensions, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how well it performs leading up into earnings on August the 18th. Of course, there's going to be a lot of volatility here, but of course, if you've been in this play long enough, you're probably used to it already. When we went on Fintel, we could see institutions are purchasing shares, but at the same time, we do see shorts are vested inside of this play, and it's part of the reasons why it has short squeeze potential. So if we end up having some more volume coming into the stock, then we can look forward to seeing some strong moves to the overall upside. For anyone that is thinking to go long, I would highly exercise some patience here due to the fact there will be some volatility. And if it does break through that $6 level, hey, you have the opportunity to add at least below $6. Take advantage of it if you see it. Don't just have the stock pulled up on your phone or on your computer and just buy at the ask or buy at market value. You don't have to do that. Pay the bid. That is very key. And as far as for their last earnings report that they had, it was average. You know what? It was what was expected. So there was nothing stellar about it. So I'm definitely going to be looking forward to seeing how well it turns out, because I do have shares myself of NNDM, and I feel like, hey, this company does have a lot of potential. They have a lot of cash on hand. They've been doing acquisitions as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how their future does turn out. So let's be patient, see how it performs inside the market, and we'll be talking real soon.